Two cargo hatches, forward one and the aft one. Because the hatches are just the openings to access the holds, basically. All separated by this kind of a midship bulkhead. At last, the whole hold sealed with these heavy-duty hatches on the weather deck.
So to build the cargo hatches, you need a deck beam, and you need carlin, and you need to connect it together.
Most of the deck beams were already in when we started. We still had to install, I think, 1 or 2 deck beams.
On the boat building, we used dovetail, and more easy dovetails we can at some points, and also to keep the wood. And you work on the pressures, on the compressions, and also on the extensions.
So from there it was to make the garlands, which are perpendicular to the deck beams.
So it's quite big beam, big carling. It's you don't want to try it many times, and so we try to work on dry fit, and yeah, be precise on all we do.
The biggest hatch we have consists of 2 deck beams, 2 garlands, 3 half beams on each side, also smaller diagonal pieces between the half beams and the garlands to kind of strengthen the whole construction and make it super durable and tough. Under the deck beams there are going to be posts that are going to support it because it is a very long span.
Cargo would go in there, yeah, and then first load it on these lower cargo holds, and then these would be, when it's full, these holes on the tween deck would be closed by the removable beams and the decking. Yeah, there's a lot of wood, obviously, that it needs to be very strong around these hatches, because when you make a hole on a deck you kind of create a weak point. And especially like when you make a rectangular hole, you will create kind of these point loads on the sharp corners. So you need to reinforce it by adding more wood, more beams, more structure on every side of that. They are reinforced a lot for just in case, because that's what has been done for centuries on these kind of ships, and that's like here we have so much material that it will be strong enough anyways.
In the big cargo hatch, it's 3 removable deck beams, and on top of that there will be deck. So you can walk up on it and have more cargo there. We can easily open and access the lower cargo hold.
Yeah, it's a super works to do dovetails. It's like and to figure this, it's very good work. Fast, yeah. I'm not complaining for sure. Any challenge, I try to get more and more on my technique to be able to to do just dry fit, and yeah, at some point at the end I was quite fast, like one beam notch, all the notch in one day. It was a challenge. It was a good challenge. Yeah.
I think the biggest challenge during this process has been that stuff like the work in the ship is going so fast by now. We are so many people in the boat compared to 5 months ago. And already the work on the main deck is happening. So there's already scaffolding here all over the deck beams. There's people walking around, so we've kind of had to work around that. yeah, safety for those people, while we were working kind of in the middle of it, like below the deck and in the middle of the deck, and so it has been a lot like our heads sticking out at a level where people are walking around, and having to communicate with people working on the main deck. I think what has been really nice about the cargo hatches and building them has been suddenly having a completely different view of the ship. We can start imagining the cargo coming down into the hatches. We can start in our minds dividing the ship into spaces, and it changes a lot the perception of the ship as it is right now. Actually, I get this question a lot, because also my old workplace, I was always the only woman. And I think I've been very lucky always to be in environments where that is not even a topic. There's no one questioning my abilities because I'm a woman. Maybe sometimes I'm not as strong and I need an extra hand to lift something. So I think that's very, very nice and important. Especially educating people like Yami, for her to be able to come here and just be accepted, and everyone loves her and wants her to learn. That's great and very important. Yeah. Me, Nico and Yami making the hatches. Me and Yami have been like apprentices, kind of.
Yeah, Yami is very nice. Have very good energies, and it was a good experience. Very good experience. To start to give back some knowledge.
Yeah. Yami, soy de Costa Rica. Bueno, primero inicié lo de la limpieza, luego yo le comenté a Dani que me gustaba lo que hacían, andar en el campo, cortar con sierra y todo, ¿verdad? Y después, como creo que al mes, ella me llamó y me dice, Yami, me dice, ¿te gustaría trabajar en carpintería? Y yo, sí. Entonces me dijo, piénsalo y luego me dices. Yo, si quiero, no tengo que pensarlo porque sí me gusta y quiero. Y así fue como llegué hasta acá. La verdad que aprendí mucho porque de ahí no sabía lo que era sacar grados. Ellos me enseñaron y aprendí. No sabía lo que era agarrar un metabo, un taladro, esos grandísimos, que la verdad que son muy fuertes. Y no, la verdad que sí, aprendí bastante y lo que aprendí siento que sí lo puedo hacer. Es difícil, pero si uno dice lo puedo hacer, uno lo hace, porque nada es imposible, nada más es de uno ponerle ganas y lo hace. Les agradezco mucho, mucho a Dani y a Lins, porque ellos son unos excelentes jefes, los compañeros son excelentes, todos la verdad son excelentes, son muy amables, o sea, son tan lindos, por decirlo así, porque uno acá aprende mucho y la verdad es que ellos son una familia.